All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. It is May 12th, 2022, just about like 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So in today's content, once again, we'll talk about BTC on a macro scale. We'll take a look at BTC, from the quarterly time frame all the way down to the 3D basis and all that good stuff. We will take a look at the volume on Coinbase, as we've been saying over the last few weeks or even month, how the volume going to be determining how the volume will determine the bottom formation and all that good stuff, okay, and what type of volume you could be expecting on a on a monthly scale or even up to the quarterly scale, okay. The 3D scale volume is starting to pop up, meaning like the 3D volume is increasing, but the monthly volume is not increasing significantly to say, hey, it is time to go to the moon, or it is time to basically dump much low and all that good stuff, right? So we'll talk about all that good stuff. So let me make sure the sound is good. If the sound is good, just yeah, 589, great, the sound is good. So I see 589 from Pablo. IML, thanks a lot for tuning in. IML 101. Mr. Shu, thanks a lot for tuning in. So thanks a lot, Mr. Shu. So let's go ahead and take a look at BTC. We'll talk about Ether, right? And if I have time, we will talk about BTC in terms of Elliott wave, as we discussed like a few weeks or even a month ago regarding the Elliott wave perspective, right? And all that good stuff. If not, we will talk about it like next time, right? If you in our premium, you already know the Elliott wave perspective regarding the flat, expanded, or running flat, okay. Basically as of now, the running flat is down because we broke below the yearly low and all that good stuff, 21 low. But we will discuss it in the next like a few minutes, if not next during the next live stream, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at BTC first on a monthly basis, right, before we talk about the quarterly basis. So the monthly basis, nothing has changed, okay. Over the last few months, we've been pointing down the probability of retesting the monthly 50 EMA. So as you can see, I was giving you guys a good tolerance, right, and saying, okay, the blue box right here, that's going to be the 50 EMA, right? The blue line is your 50 EMA, your white line is your 50 MA, okay, SMA, meaning like the sample moving average and your exponential moving average, right? So the exponential moving average, if you want to front run the price, that's what you want to look for, not the MA. The MA is great, okay. It doesn't mean like it won't retest it, right, over the next like a few months, because it could retest it next month, June, July, or August. We don't know, okay, because we're talking about these prices like on the monthly scale, not like on the daily or 6 hour or 1 second chart and all that good stuff. We're talking about like monthly scale, okay. Just like what happened right here, when BTC hit the monthly 21 EMA in January, February, blah blah blah, we knew we were going to basically move sideways. So we just hit our monthly 50. Could it get dragged down all the way down to the monthly 50 SMA, right? That's possible. That's possible, okay. So do not discount the probability, okay, of BTC even retesting again in the next like a few months, right? The monthly 50 SMA. We don't know where it is going to be at. If the volatility right here stays between 38 down to 25k, most likely your monthly 50 SMA will join the party, right, within like the next like a few months, let's say during the summer. I'm just speculating. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, right, over the next like a few months. I'm just speculating, okay. But if it happens, right, we will just take advantage of the higher probability of market bottoming, just about the 50 EMA, right, on a monthly basis and all that good stuff, okay. So we know exactly what we were looking for. We want basically just drawing random lines or calling for random numbers. All these numbers we've been calling for over the last 6 months, they spot on. So if you've been following us since January, okay, at least since November, after BTC broke out right here below below 57, we said be cautious because we're below the 3D 21. Our directional move, it is now the monthly 21. After that, we're going to be looking for our monthly 50. Could we look for lower prices? Possibly, okay, absolutely. We could still look for lower prices, but we want to see what's going on, what will happen, right, between these two EMAs, right, 50 EMAs and 50 MA, okay. Could we drop lower? You could basically even say, oh, BTC is going to zero. That's, I mean, that's your analysis, but my personal analysis, right, I will just basically respect what I see in front of me, right, and respect the chart, respect these macro you know, moving averages, and whatever they show us, right, I'm just going to basically translate it to you guys. So you make your own decision. If you're still bearish on BTC and looking for BTC to basically go like to 0 or go to 3K, whatever, that's fine, okay. We're just going to buy it cheaper, okay. You know, if you think like BTC will go to the moon, you might want to be very patient also, because we're talking about like monthly scale, and we cannot go for a macro bull run, you know, if we, you know, trading below the monthly 21 EMA. In order to be in a bull run, okay, a confident bull run, we got to be above the monthly 21 EMA for at least a couple of months, okay. I would say at least for a quarter to be in a macro bull run. Could we be in a, you know, sideways correction over the next like a few you know, few weeks, month, and all that good stuff? Possibly, okay, we could do something like that in this rank. I don't know, okay, I don't know. We will just watch our moving averages, and we will basically stay with the trend, stay with this volatility, enjoy the volatility, make profits, accumulate BTC. BTC going to be #1 for the next like a few years, probably, okay, few you know, few decades, okay. Could be still you know, holding like 40%, 50%, 70% market dominance. We will get like probably, okay, 50,000 to 100,000 coins over the next like a couple of market cycles, okay. But you're only going to get one BTC. You're only going to get one BTC, okay. You're only going to get one BTC. So you're going to get a lot of Ethereum killer, but you're never going to get a you know, a BTC killer, okay. And all the Ethereum killer got slaughtered, you know, got Luna, okay. So now let's take a look at BTC on a quarterly basis. So on the quarterly basis, I just have to repeat it, right? The quarterly 21 EMA as of now, excuse me, it is at 22K, right? It fluctuates, it just like the any moving average, okay. You know, it is going to be hard to see BTC closing our current quarterly cycle below the quarterly 21 EMA, okay. That's going to be pretty rough. If we close below it, that, I mean, that could change a lot, but we will discuss it as we're still above the quarterly 21 EMA. So our lower range for support going to be the quarterly 21. It is at 22, just about like a 22. I would basically say front run it, because you just don't know, okay. For instance, if you were waiting for the 24K right here, right, you know, the monthly 50 EMA basically got hit perfectly, right at 25.7, 25.3, depending on which exchange you're using, okay. Some exchanges did not even retest 25, okay. So you always want to front run these prices on the macro level, okay. If you you know, scalping, that could make a big difference, right? But if you basically buying BTC for the next 3 to 5 years, you really shouldn't care about like 25, 26, 24 or 22 and 21 or 23. It really shouldn't matter, okay. 22 and 23K should be the same thing on a macro scale, okay. So keep an eye on the quarterly 21. So if you're new to our content, right, we talk about the quarterly 21 EMA being one of the most respected EMA on a macro level, okay. So if you take a look at it right here, since when? Since 2014, 2015, right here, you know, after it got retested right here, it did not even actually touch it, right? But you could just say, okay, that was good enough. If you take a look at it on the lower degree, you know, you're going to get like other moving averages, right, supporting it, like weekly 200 MA and all that good stuff. So you got a similar bottom formation right here, a capitulation support right here. Could we get another capitulation support right there? That's possible, okay. That's possible. So we will take a look at it on the quarterly basis over the next like a few quarters, and in order at the same time for alt season, okay, mega alt season. I'm not talking about like 50%, 80% move alt season. I'm talking about like you know, 10x, 100x moves, right? In order to get any 100x moves, BTC has to break above the 57, 60K area over the next few quarters, okay. So if you're waiting for an alt season, you might want to be very patient and accumulate BTC as much as you can, right? And be patient. And once BTC breaks above all-time high, you start to add to your position and all that good stuff. Okay, a lot of good alt right there out there. VChain, okay, it is back below 100 sats. Okay, XRP could get down to like even like a 700, 800 sats, who knows. Okay, a lot of those coins, right, could get very cheap against BTC by the time BTC even breaks above all-time high. But in between, most of those alt could be moving like 50% to 100% range. Okay, so but you just have to remember, you always have to zoom out and see where is where is the BTC price at. Okay, so if the BTC price it is still below the all-time high, okay, it is not a bull run. It is just consolidation, breakout, retest of resistance, retest of support for most of these alt. Okay. So if you've been in crypto like long enough, at least 4 years, okay, since 2017, and you've been through the bear market of 2018, you probably know what I'm talking about. Okay, you probably know what I'm talking about. Okay, if you just join the crypto space, it is hard to understand those little details. Okay, like being patient, right, until BTC breaks above all-time high. Be majority bit in BTC, right, and accumulate alt. Slowly, right, but accumulate BTC as much as you can. And once BTC breaks above all-time high, those Dogecoin, XRP, Luna 2.0 in 2024, and all that good stuff going to be taking over, and we could see like a complete new top 10. Okay, complete new top 10. I was saying it, guys. Most of these coins you're seeing right now in the top 20, they're not going to be around like in the next 3 to 5 years. Okay, they're not going to be around. Most of them will be gone. Okay, most of them will be gone. They will get relegated down to like number 100, number 200, 400, whatever. Okay, and new coins, new protocol, new layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer infinity, they're going to be popping up, and then the space going to hype it. YouTubers going to hype it. YouTubers don't care. They don't care. They just want to make the views, want to make the promotion, make the money, and then they don't care what you do, right? They don't care what you think, as long as you hit the likes, right, and subscribe. That's the most important, okay, for most YouTubers. So learning to stay with the macro scale will basically give you an edge to understand what's going on. Okay, I learned that very early, like back in 2018. I was like, we're in a bear market. Most of these YouTubers disappeared. Okay, they don't care. Okay, they told you to buy this coin, and then that coin goes to zero, and then they're like, okay, that's it going to zero, right? Like Luna. Okay, but that's crypto. Okay, so you have to do your own due diligence and be patient, be majority BTC, go through the downtrend with a mindset of reaccumulation, right? And be patient. We've been through it in 2018, 2014, 2013, whatever. I don't know. Okay, I don't think 2022 will be any difference. Okay, we've been through it right here. We've been through it right here. We've been through it right here, right there. So what is the difference right there? Nothing. Okay, just color change. Green and red. That's the only difference. Color change. Color change. Color change. Okay, green and red. Green and red. Color change. Okay. So be patient, and you will be through this short-term or macro downtrend. Okay, so now let's take a look at BTC on a 3 weeks basis. So Luna been like 97% down for the last 3 days, every single day. Gosh, that's disaster. Okay, so now let's take a look at the 3 weeks cycle. So on the 3 week cycle, we don't need the 50-year MA, right? So on the 3 week cycle, as I've been saying over the last few weeks, okay, divergence right here, divergence right here. You got your double top, double bottom. Okay, in general, right, it is a bullish pattern, right? You sometimes you could look for a macro reversal. Okay, however, your indication, I mean not your indication, your indicators, right, will basically give you a a heads up and say, hey guys, we're not going to make this pattern. Okay, so not every double top, double bottom will break out to the upside. Okay, not everyone. So you have to watch your indicators. That's why over the last few weeks we've been watching what our MACD. Okay, we've been watching our MACD constantly, especially our 3D MACD. Been watching our 3 weeks MACD, saying, okay, there is no way, okay, we're going for a bull run when the MACD is negative. That's just impossible. Okay, could we get a fake out? Yes, but MACD will not basically if it was going to be a fake out, MACD will not flip bullish. Okay, it could be one candle and a big gigantic wick to the upside, something like that, and MACD refuses to cross bullish. So going back to the 3 weeks time frame, right, the 21 EMA was our resistance. So the 100 EMA right here, it is about like 22k, which is similar to your quarterly 21 EMA. Okay, so your quarterly 21 EMA is the same as your 3 weeks 100 EMA, right? So your basically a weekly 100 EMA, it is the same as your monthly 21 EMA. So in case you are switching time frame and all that good stuff, you know where you're at. Okay, it just helps like to locate your it just have to give you basically a better vision when you take a look at the chart. Okay, so the 3 weeks doesn't look good. As of now, we really don't need it, right? The only thing we needed is like the resistance right here to be confirmed, right? But we could basically just pay attention to the monthly 50, right, and quarterly 21 EMA right there. So we said if we close below it right here, that's going to be pretty devastating, and that's exactly what happened. We got rejected at 40k. We said, guys, this is it. We're going down. Okay, we're going down, guys. We weren't looking for those 1,000-point fake out and all that good stuff. We were saying, just stay with the trend. Okay, you're going to get some green candle during the downtrend. So not every green candle going to be a candle for reversal. You just have to remember that you're going to get some daily bullish candles. Okay, you're going to get some 3D bullish candles. Okay, but you just have to be cautious. Just because it is green, it doesn't mean reversal. Okay, if you're short-term trading on the hourly, daily, you know that it is going to look good. But if you're watching like the weekly, monthly, quarterly, it won't make a big difference. Okay, you're going to need like multiple weeks to basically get enough data for a macro reversal. Okay, so as you can see right here, back in September, October, after we got enough data, what we said, this is it, guys. No need to be looking for lower. Remember, the whole market was looking for like 97 when BTC 9700, right, when BTC was at 10k. Okay, back in September. And if you were in my premium, or you are in my premium, you remember we said just buy the dip right here. If we take out 11.5 or 10.5 on a quarterly basis before October 20th, October 27th, right, we're basically going to be looking for another macro directional move all the way up to 44k. Okay, so it can take like, I would say like a quarter at least to get a confirmation of a macro directional trend. Okay, so now let's take a look at BTC on the weekly. So on a weekly basis, the weekly volume is increasing, right, a bit. So if we take a look at it on the weekly right here, one thing we needed to avoid was like to close a candle below the weekly 100 EMA. And if you recall one of our previous live stream, we said, hey guys, the weekly time frame right here, the regular weekly, okay, that time the regular weekly did not close below the 100 EMA yet, right, but the 7-day cycle already closed below the 100 EMA. So we said, we know based on the previous price history, right, closing below the 100 EMA on a weekly basis, most of the time it is nasty. Okay, it is a nasty move, right? You could expect a nasty move following the weekly closure below the weekly 100 EMA. Most of the time it can coincide also with your monthly time frame closing below your monthly 21 EMA, and that's exactly what happened right here. Okay, after we close below the monthly 21 EMA, the weekly ended up closing below the weekly 100 EMA, and we got the nasty dump all the way down to 20 25K and all that good stuff. Okay, so weekly doesn't look good, but we want to take a look at it also in terms of Fibonacci. Okay, so if we take a look at it in terms of Fibonacci, before we talk about the 3D time frame, right? So if we take a look at it in terms of Fibonacci, if we do a swing low up to a swing high, right? Or you could even do it from here, okay, like from the 4K area, right? 3.8. The reason why you want to do it from the March lows right here is like that move right here. This is still wave 3. We don't know, okay? That's still wave 3, and we're looking for wave 4. So you don't want to take it like from the bottom right here, okay? You don't want to take your swing low from the bottom. You could if you're comfortable with it, right? And if you do that, right, you can see right here, right, 382, right? It is right around like 23K. Okay, however, if you do it like from the absolute low right there, your 382 going to be at 21K, give or take. So it is the same. I mean, it is nearly the same price, the same price, right? So something to basically keep in mind. But since like we already talked about like the monthly 50 SMA being at, you know, being at 22, 24, 22K, 24K, something like that, right? You know, you got a good confluence region, right? And the quarterly 21 at the same time, right? Being at, you know, 22K as of now. Okay, so you can see like if you do it from the bottom right there, the last time we retested the quarterly 21, it is basically 382. It is at, you know, 23K, give or take. Okay, 23K, exactly at, you know, at the quarterly 21. So I wouldn't be bearish once again, because BTC loves to, you know, respect these macro supports, right? In terms of Fibonacci, even back in 2014, that's where we bottom at. Okay, you take a look at it back in you know, 2018. If you do a swing low to swing high, right there, okay, near the 382 Fibonacci. And if you take a look at it right here, we will basically, let me give you a clean chart so you see what I'm saying. If you do a swing low, right, from just about like $100 or whatever to swing high, right, and you can see our consolidation range back then was at 6K. Okay, remember 6K was at 382. I mean 236, excuse me. 382 was just about like a 3K right there. 3K right here, because I think the bottom, if you go like in some other exchange, was like 150. Okay, 150. So even if you do it at 150, you get like perfect numbers right there. Okay, so 3100 range was the 382 Fibonacci, and 6K was the 236. Okay, was the 236. So if we do the same thing as of now, right, you can see you could get a very easy analysis without basically having to do much. Okay, right there. What happened right here? We could not close a candle below the 236 Fibonacci, right? Which is you know, right at 35K, right, for like a few quarters, and now we're dumping down to the you know, 382. So that's what I'm saying. It could take forever. Okay, it could take like a few more candles, okay, of a few more quarterly candle to close below the 20K right here. Yes, you could get some wicks down and all that good stuff. You know, if you're short-term trading, you know, you're going to like BTC dumping down to 19K and all that. But if you're macro trading, you know, you're buying BTC at 6K, you don't care if it drops like 30%, 50%. You're going to buy it because you're selling it at 60,000. So if you buy, you know, if I'm buying BTC right here, I don't care if it dumps down to like even 15,000, because I'm looking for, you know, 180 to a 360. Okay, so hopefully it makes sense. Okay, excuse me, guys. All right, hey, what's up, Strengths? Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Hey, what's up, Quiet Cook? Thanks a lot for tuning in, cooking some ether in the kitchen. Paolo Bonacci, Quanto, ciao. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Jerome Washington, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Jerome is asking if I bought the USDT dip. I don't know. I'm not buying any stable coin dip. those suckers can dip to zero. Good gosh. I saw some people buying Luna, man. Like, I don't know. The fundamentals were broken, right? If, for instance, Luna basically, USD, right, uses Luna to back up the stable coin, right? But you got like 10 billion market cap for USD, and like 1 billion market cap of a Luna. So it didn't make any sense. Okay, so at some point, especially after the dump, okay, so I was looking at it, I was like, oh, that doesn't make any sense, right? So there's no way Luna will basically make it. Okay, I know it is hard to believe, like if you haven't been around like in 2018, 17 and all that good stuff. If someone tells you like a coin will drop 80%, you will not believe it. If someone tells you like, oh, this sucker going to drop like 95%, you're going to be like, man, this guy doesn't know what is he talking about. I'm telling you, man, these suckers, right, they can drop 90% and you think they cheap, and they drop another 90%. That's how bad they can drop. Okay, that's how bad they can drop. Okay, so you just have to be very, very cautious with this coin. So now you guys believe what I've been saying, like you just have to be cautious with these top 10 coins. The top 10, top 5, it is a curse for crypto, over the last 10 years. Okay, only BTC, right, Ether, XRP, okay, managed to stay above the top 5 for this long. Okay, but you think about it. Okay, EOS, Cardano, NEM, okay, IOTA, who else? Luna, okay, just one of the most recent one. Okay, Luna, Litecoin, okay, Bitcoin Cash. We just talked about Bitcoin Cash, right? Most top 5 coins right now, they're not even in the top 50. All right, they're not even in the top 50. Excellent, was used to be in the top 10, I think top 5, right? So if you're holding a coin like from the low 100, right, even basically Link pump to top 10, right? So the top 10, top 5, especially top 5 for the layer 1, it is a curse for most top 5, right? So if you're holding a coin from like number 80 and it pump all the way up to the top 10, top 5, you want to start like to take all that volume and put it into a BTC or Ether. That's the only way that that volume can stay in the top 5. Otherwise, it will get relegated to the top 75, top 85, whatever you want to call it, or even go to 0. Okay. So the fundamentals, have to be very strong for a coin to stay in the top 5. It's not a joke. The top 5 is not a joke. That's why most of the time you don't see me talking about like any top 5 coins except like BTC, Ether, okay, maybe BNB sometime. Okay, I do talk about BNB a lot. So okay, so now let's take a look at BTC on the 3D. So the 3D basis, I'm liking the volume. Okay, the volume is spiking to the upside. If we take a look at it on Coinbase, now we got like similar volume structure, and I told you guys we're going to get these volumes over the next like a few days or weeks, right there, right here, and right there. Okay, even though the volume is high, and you take a look at what happened back in May 19th, right, 2021. After the spike in volume, what happened? We moved sideways in 10,000 point difference. Right there, after the spike in volume, we dump lower, right, and push back up. Okay, right here we got a spike in volume, so we could expect either a sideways correction like that, or even something like that to retest like the 20k to create the flat correction, the fake out, and a pump to the upside. Okay, just like what happened right here, create the flat correction like that, give us this dump. We could create another one like that, get our doublet. I like to call it a doublet. Okay, meaning like you dump like that, you get a flat correction, you dump, you get another flat correction, you get the fake out, and then you get the reversal. And some people like to draw some people will draw some wedges and stuff like that. Okay, you get the concept. Okay, and I talked about the wedges regarding BTC like couple days ago, right, in my premium group, regarding BTC creating a wedge like that. But it is still valid. Okay, I was looking at it like that, but it is hard to basically draw these wedges in advance until you get like more data, right? Because you can still draw it like that. All right, you can still draw it like that. All right, and you know, ignore the wicks if you don't like the wicks, and look for another move to the upside, something like that. Okay, okay, which is still going to be, you know, going to confirm our potential another flat right here. So it could take another 2 to 3 months of sideways correction if we don't get enough data. In terms of a MACD, we don't have enough data for a potential reversal. It could take like a few days to get the MACD to cross up. Okay, but as of now, I can't basically call for a wedge pattern. The possibility is there, but we don't have enough data as of now to say, hey, this is going to be a wedge. Okay, because MACD, it is still pointing down. That's the difference between us, right, and other traders, because they're not paying attention like to the MACD. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can basically call for a reversal like that with your MACD pointing down. I know I talk about it when BTC was at like 38, 37. I talk about this possibility in my premium, but I don't want to give it like too much attention because we were shorting and we just want to take profits. And once we get enough data, we will basically pay attention to it and all that good stuff. So it is possible. Keep an eye on it, but once we get enough data, we will focus on it. But as of now, there is no need to be talking about like the possibility of the wedge pattern and all that good stuff. And while MACD is negative right here, okay. Once we get our 2D MACD, not even daily. I know Leroy is gonna see the daily flipping bullish and all that good stuff. He's gonna say, oh, we're going to the moon. Not even daily, because but the 2D basis, right? If it flips bullish right here, we could basically start to look for a reversal and all that good stuff, but not time for a reversal. Okay, the daily basis the volatility in crypto is so high, right? You don't want to basically be bullish, right, on the daily crossover right here. I told you right there, okay, right here, okay, right there. I told you this is not a bullish divergence. That's exactly what I told you. And if you recall, we were shorting at 50, 51.7, 52. What we were looking for, 37K. Okay, so, and we did have a, you know, MACD crossing a bullish MACD right here, but it wasn't a bullish divergence. Okay, so you just have to be very, very cautious, because in a strong downtrend, like quarterly, monthly, right, 3 weeks downtrend, your bullish divergences on your daily basis, okay, got a very small chance of playing out. Okay, and if you don't know how to read these divergences, right, that could hurt you. Okay, because whenever you see a divergence, you're going to count it. And I explained to you guys, I spent like nearly, you know, 15 minutes trying to explain to you guys, this is not a divergence, we're going down. And the same thing happened right here. I think somewhere around here, right, I can't remember, somewhere around here or right there, right, last week I was showing you guys, this is not a divergence. If you're looking at it on the lower degree, it looked like a divergence, but it wasn't a divergence on the 12-hour. Yeah, yes, it is. I mean, technically, okay, you can just call it a divergence, because it was making lower price action, was making lower lows, right? MACD was making lower high, you know, high lows, right there, right? But if you don't know how to read divergence like a pro, you're going to go for it, you're going to call for it. Okay, I saw it and I told you guys, yes, you know, technically, right, you know, by the definition of divergence, you got a wedge pattern, which is one of my favorite pattern, wedge pattern plus a divergence, but not like that. I was like, okay, you can push to the upside. If it pushes to the upside, the only thing you're going to get is a flat correction again and a dump. It did not even push to the upside. That's why I was saying, let's just stay with the trend, because you don't want to be, you know, flipping bullish when, you know, your 10D time frame right here, right? And I said it in my premium, and I said, if you take a look at the 10D time frame right here, it was negative, okay, very strongly, okay, and we had like 5 days to close the 10 days time frame. I was like, there is no way, right, in the next 5 days. I mean, not no way, but we got a very low probability in the next 5 days for BTC to pump to like a, you know, 45, 50K. Okay, so that's why, you know, last Wednesday, you know, I updated it in my premium. Thursday morning, bang, everything, you know, dumped and all that good stuff. Okay, so going back to the 3D basis, just be cautious. I don't see any reversal yet. More sideways correction and all that good stuff. And once we get another directional move right to the upside, we will basically shift the momentum and all that good stuff. But as of now, would be cautious between just 30K to 22, 21K area. Okay, If you're, if you're still in short, just put a stop loss and add to the, add to your position. And around 28, every 1,000 point, 2,000 point, it's not going anywhere unless we get a scam week. Add to your position, because it is going to be in this range for a while, or just retest the monthly 50, and we will basically finalize the dump and start to look for a potential reversal over the next like a few weeks and all that good stuff. Okay, all right, hopefully it makes sense. Okay, so pay attention to your MACD. Okay, so as you can see right here, you don't want to draw a bullish divergence like that neither. Okay, that's what I was trying to show you back in December. Okay, whenever you get a flat correction like that, right, whenever you get a flat correction like that, you're going to get a bullish divergence. Okay, like that, your MACD will do something like that. Okay, right, don't tell me you saw it before. Okay, this one is something new. Just stay tight. Okay, so I know I showed you multiple times, but this one I'm going to include something else. Okay, so when you get your bullish divergence like that, your MACD making high lows, right, price action double bottoming, whatever. Okay, now you're looking for a reversal, right, bang, to the downside, right? So now MACD has to cross what? Negative, right here. Okay, your MACD has to cross negative, and once your MACD crosses negative, you're going to look for price action to dump lower, right? Let's drop this guy lower too, right? Right, something like that. Okay, so now since like MACD, it is a lagging indicator, your price action will do something like that. It will create a lower low. However, your MACD, right, will do something like that still. Okay, so you're still going to be like, oh, we got a divergence right here. Now that's what I was just trying to show you back in December, right? February, March, April, May, June, whatever. Okay, you don't want to read it. You don't want to read this, right, as a divergence. Okay, because your initial divergence was right here. Okay, this move right there, okay, it is a new directional trend. It doesn't have anything to do like with your previous low, with your previous whatever lows. Okay, right here, your previous double bottom already constructed its own divergence right here. So this guy could basically drop lower. All right, and once we get a another low right there, right, you could start to look for a new divergence right here. Okay, that's when you get something like that, right, and get your divergence right here, right, and basically start to push to the upside. Okay, it is very technical. It is not like a systematic. It is not systematic. You can't just look at it and say, hey, we got a divergence, we're mooning. Okay, it used to wreck me a lot until I basically get the concept and basically start to basically pay attention to it. Okay, a good example is also on back in 20 2014 right here. You see you got your move right here. That was the 3D divergence right there. Okay, so if you take a look at it right here, that's exactly what I just showed you. Okay, that's exactly what I just showed you. You take a look at it right here, you got your divergence, right? That you got your 3D divergence, right? What happened right here? Price action pump above the 21 EMA. We got the double top, double bottom. Okay, what happened next? You don't want to start to draw a divergence like that. You don't want to start to draw a divergence like that. Okay, saying like, oh, price action is double bottoming right here, we're going to the moon. Okay, this guy going to wreck you. Okay, this guy going to wreck you. Okay, because it is a new trend. It doesn't have anything to do with the previous divergence. It is a new directional move, and that's exactly what we just got right here. And most of the time these moves are pretty impressive. Okay, they pretty aggressive. Like you get your divergence, right, you get your double bottom, your double top, and the next move going to wreck you, because you're going to start like to draw a possible double bottom, triple bottom right here, and MACD making high lows, right, and you're going to be like, we're going to the moon. Okay, I understood all of that good stuff, right? That's why I kept saying we're gonna drop down to you know, the monthly 50. Okay, we're gonna drop down to the monthly 50. Hopefully it makes sense. Okay, it sounds technical, but once you basically spend like enough screen time, you will basically master it. Okay, but I like MACD, even though it is, I mean, yes, most of these indicators are lagging. Okay, it's very hard to find a leading indicator, and you don't want to take a leading indicator because you don't know where it is going to take you. Okay, a lagging indicator, it is always better. Okay, let's see. Okay, now we're done with BTC. Let's take a look at the 3D dev cross. So regarding the 3D dev cross, what I told you was like, I told you like use the 21 EMA, don't use the 50. Don't use the 50. Okay, the reason for that was like with the, you know, let's do this. Let's change it to white, change it to blue. Okay, okay, so now the white line is your 200 MA, right? That's your white line. Your blue line is your 50. You can see how lagging your 50 is, very lagging. So what I told you like a few days ago, I told you get ready, because the 21 EMA crossing the 200 MA, it gives you a heads up. Okay, meaning like you're going to be ready ahead of time, right? So the reason for that, once again, was like if we go back to 2018, you can see what happened right here. Okay, the 21 EMA crossed first, right there, crossed the you know, 200 MA around like late October, but this guy crossed the 200 MA like mid-November, so like nearly like 3 weeks. Okay, so that's why I was telling you last week, get ready, get busy buying the dips. Okay, I was saying it like a few days ago. Okay, get busy because we're going to be buying the dips, because we got the dev cross already. The initial dev cross could potentially be, you know, a sign of the end of the downtrend. Okay, you want to be ready before the dev cross, not after the dev cross. The dev cross is basically, you know, basically bulls coming back alive. Okay, so huge volume right here. I like the volume. Okay, but we're not getting the volume on a monthly basis. We're not getting the volume on a monthly basis. So it means like we're going to get a high volatility over the next like a couple of weeks, because I just don't see like the volume, right, being this low. Remember, we talked about the volume like when few weeks ago, right, when we said on a quarterly basis what we're expecting. We're expecting 1.5 million volume on Coinbase. I told you the reason for that was like, okay, last quarter we got 1.5 million. So, and we're expecting a big move like 20,000 points. So in order to get 20,000 points, we're going to get at least, right, 20 to 30,000 points. We're going to get at least, right, you know, a big volume, right, matching like the last quarter volume. Last quarter volume was like 1.5 million. As of now, we got like 775. Okay, so just about half. So it means like over the next like 45 days, guys, you got to be ready. The volatility going to be high. And once again, don't worry about like volume being red or being green. You just don't know. You just don't know like how the candle going to close. If the candle closes above candle open, the volume going to be green. If the volume close, okay, if the candle close below the candle open, right, the volume going to be what? Below the candle open, the volume going to be red. Okay, so don't worry about the color of the candle. Just worry about the magnitude of the volume. Okay, just worry about the magnitude of the volume. That's the most important. Okay, that's the most important. So be ready for the next like 45 days for a very high volatility month, right? You know, just get busy. Okay, get busy buying the dips, and be ready for the next like a macro directional shift over the next like a few quarters and all that good stuff, right? So it's already 44 minutes, guys. So let's go ahead and move on. I don't think I will talk about Elliott wave today, so let's go ahead and move on to Ether. I will talk about the Elliott wave perspective, right, during our next basically live update and all that good stuff, right? So I'm just gonna keep it very simple, right? I'm not gonna be you know, being fancy and all that good stuff, right? Because if you know what's going on with BTC, you know already, you know what's going on with Ether. Okay, so Ether, we called for the flat correction right here. Most traders don't pay attention to the weekly, monthly, 3D and all that good stuff. I've been saying it, hey guys, Ether, you know, will drop down to a 1710, guys, bang. Okay, we've been saying it forever. I was thinking like it is going to do it. I was thinking like it was going to do it like back in February, March, but it pushed back up right above 2866. We said it is okay. Okay, we didn't get the zigzag formation, but we could basically get the flat correction. What I mean by zigzag, I was saying like this move right here. Okay, but it ended up creating the flat right here, and we were ready for, as soon as we broke out below 3150, right? Because we were looking for the top. Okay, I wasn't looking for a top formation. Okay, I was just looking for the 3D MACD to shift negative right here. Okay, that's all I was looking for. That's all I was looking for, because we mastered the MACD. We knew this was a divergence. Okay, so we knew the entire move right here, right, was just a correction, and the correction going to end once we basically cross negative again. And as soon as we broke below 3150 and we got 3150, 2850 as our pivot point, 2850, 3150, that's our pivot point in our premium, right? We know above 2850 you don't want to mess with it. It's a bullish trend. We know below 3150, right, after a pump above 3150, break below 3150, it is a pivot point. You don't want to basically be long in it. So we basically entered a short right there, right after we basically crossed below 3150, and MACD that time, okay, did not even cross bullish yet. Okay, did not even cross bearish yet. Okay, but I knew, right, on the 2D basis, MACD, okay, was basically going to cross negative. Okay, because it was very close. And most of the time, if you get your 2D MACD crossing negative, 9 out of 10 your 3D will cross negative. Okay, 9 out of, I would say 8 out of 10. Okay, your 3D will basically later on cross, you know, will later on be crossing negative and all that good stuff. Okay, so we spotted it based on the Elliott wave, flat correction, and MACD structure. That's it. That's how we spotted it. Very easy. And we spotted it right here also based on the MACD structure right here at, you know, 4100, 4200 range. We shorted it all the way down to 2200 range. Okay, big moves. Okay, not like a, you know, 1% scalp and 0.5% scalp and all that good stuff. Okay, so if you want to basically join the premium group, make sure to you know, join the public group, link in the description, and you can basically send me a message and you know, get access to the premium macro setups and all that good stuff. Okay, we've been killing it, guys. We've been killing it from here, you know, all the way up to the top, from the top all the way up to the bottom, you know, and from the top right here also, from bottom to top, top to bottom. Okay, it pumped right here. We tried to short it. It basically escaped and pushed back up. We said, okay, it's fine. We're gonna catch you. Wait till we cross negative right here. We're gonna get you all the way down to the July lows. Okay, all right. So Ether on a monthly basis. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ether on a monthly basis, right? So Ether on a monthly basis, we knew Ether going to break below the monthly 21 EMA. We just didn't know when it is going to do it. And what we said was like, okay, if we hit like 2450, 2500 range, just take profit. If it bounces back up, it is going to be another add-on position, because we're going to retest our July lows. Okay, 90% of these alt, 90%, 95% of these alt retested their July lows. Okay, so Ether also just retested the July lows for, you know, in many exchanges. Okay, so we'll see over the next like a few days if we're going to get enough data to break the July lows and even retest the monthly 50. Okay, monthly 50. But you know, we will wait. I just don't want to basically go ahead and call him for the monthly 50 after just hitting our you know, macro target. Okay, we'll need more data and all that good stuff. Okay, and by the way, the monthly 50 on Binance, right, it is not the same as the monthly 50 on actually on Bitstamp right here. Let's take a look at it. The Bitstamp monthly 50, it is at right around like 21K. So it is weird, right? For some reason, right? These EMAs are not the same, right? Right here we retested it, right here almost retested it, right there retested it. I'm not sure, okay? But the monthly 50 on Coinbase, right? If we take a look at right here, let's do this. Right there, let's do it. That's the 50 MA. So the monthly 50, right, on Coinbase, right, we retested it. But if we go on Binance, right, let's take a look at it on Binance. On Gemini, we retested it, right? Bybit doesn't have enough history, right? That boy is young. Okay. Bitstamp, we retested it. Okay, so Binance, okay, Binance doesn't have enough history, right? But okay, but the month end, I would say end the monthly 50 EMA, it is at just about like a 23K. Okay, that's a 50 EMA, and I just showed you regarding Coinbase, right? Coinbase retested it, right? But Binance, right? We're not there yet. The reason why I'm saying it, because like you have to understand what was going on like a few years ago, okay? Back in I think 2019, and I was calling it, and I was like, the 100 EMA, right? The 100 EMA on Binance, right, was different. All right, let's take a look at right here. I think it was Binance and Bitstamp. Okay, that's Binance, right? 100 EMA right there. Let's take a look at the Bitstamp. The Bitstamp 100 EMA right there. You see the difference, right? That's a Bitstamp 100 EMA right there. Let's do this. That's a Gemini. Yeah, that's a Gemini right here. 100 EMA. We dump right at it. Right. Okay, that's right here. So on Gemini, right? If you take a look at it on Gemini right there, okay, the 100 EMA, right? We did not retest it. We did not retest it like during the 40% pump. But if you take a look at it on Binance, right? We retested it at the 40% pump. So you got to pay attention to these little details, right, to know exactly, to remember this stuff. Okay, that was the Binance chart. Okay, our 40% pump back in October 2019, we got it from the 100 EMA. Okay, and if we go ahead and take a look at it like in other exchanges, we did not retest. That's why we retested it right here again, right, and basically pushed back up, basically replicated the same move we did right here and just created the flat crash. So if we take a look at it now again on a monthly basis, right? On a monthly basis, okay, we at the 100. I mean, we at the 50 EMA on a monthly basis, but on Binance, once again, we're not there yet. Okay, we're not there yet. Okay, we're not there yet. Okay, so that could basically make us be more cautious in between 28 to 23, 22K area. Okay, within the next like a few weeks, right? Hey, what's up, Matt? Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Mr. Jackson in the house. Miss Jackson, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hey, what's up, Jerome? I don't know what you're saying. Hey, what's up, Rob? Thanks a lot for tuning in. So, hey, Sen, what do you think about the what do you think about the possibility of a relief rally, wave 4, after we hit the 200 SMA, wave 3, then almost a double bottom to put in wave 5? You must be talking about, you must be a bear talking about double bottom and all that good stuff. Let's see, you must be talking about weekly, right? So on the weekly, the 200 SMA. Okay, so I see what you're saying. You're saying like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think that's what you're saying. That's the only possibility. Okay, yeah, that's possible. Okay, that's possible. That's possible. But since like you're talking about the weekly time frame, you got to get your guy right here, right, your MACD to basically flip bullish again. Okay, before talking about like any possible reversal, okay, to the upside. Don't worry about your reversal, right, for the wave 1 or the your B wave, right? You're just looking for your C wave. Okay, that's going to be the most important if you're looking for a reversal right here, a relief rally. Don't worry about the first pump. Worry about the cool off, right, and the pump. Okay, that's the same thing I was just saying regarding the wedge pattern right here. Most people are going to look at it differently, right? Maybe that's what you're saying, but differently. That's what I was just saying right here. We can basically still, right? We can still, you know, do something like that. Okay, but you're going to call it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, but someone else, okay, going to call it like a WXY XZ correction. Okay, depending on how you want to look at it, right? WXY XZ correction, because I don't think it is going to be, you want to call it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just have to be very cautious with those numbers and letters. Whenever you use numbers, right, you basically most of the time, if it is not a C wave, you most of the time you're saying like, okay, the direction is you know, the direction is down, basically whatever direction you're pointing down. For instance, if you do something like that, and if you use like, I mean, me at least, okay, if I use like, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it means like anything we get in this range, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Anything up, right, going to be a correction because you already got a 5 wave. Okay, you already got a 5 wave. Unless you want to say, okay, you got a you know, an expanded flat like that with your 3, 3, 5. Okay, unless you want to read it like that. But if you just ignore what happened before and you just count 5 waves, I would just assume like, okay, you got, that's your initial, you know, leading diagonal, and whatever you got right here going to be just a correction, right, potentially under the WXY, and you're going to get a dump. However, if you change your count and you say, hey, this is nothing but a WXYXZ correction, I will just assume, right, whatever we get right here could be a very impulsive move, right, to break the top right here, because this was a correction, not a not a leading diagonal. Do you see what I'm saying? So the way you put your letters, right, sometimes, you know, you can basically make people understand what you're saying. Okay, so when you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I would assume like you're saying, you know, we will just correct and then dump. Okay, but if you say WXYXZ correction, I will just assume we will just end the correction right here and then basically just go to the moon after that. Okay, you can draw a lot of you know, possibility right here. I just don't have time to go through the Elliott waves and all that good stuff, but we talk about the possibility of the expanded flat in our premium. Okay, we talk about the possibility of the expanded flat, and it is playing out. So the expanded flat, it is still going on. You could just make it very simple and call this, you know, a WXY correction. So you won't have to basically spend like too much time basically analyzing the chart. Just call it WXY, right, and then you just go to the moon. That's exactly what we said. Also, we said the bottom could be anywhere between 33, right, down to the monthly 50. You could get the bottom right here anyway. Okay, but we just have to be very cautious, because if this move is also a, you know, a very impulsive move, it could do something like that. Okay, where, you know, it is going to be an isolated impulsive wave, okay, itself, instead of you looking for like the move ending at the weekly 200 MA. It could be a very impulsive wave where you're going to get your correction right here and even something like that. I'm just drawing possibility. I'm not saying it will do that. I'm just trying to show you like you got so many ways of drawing you know, possibilities. But you have to be very cautious, because if your indicators are not calling for those possibilities, right, you don't want to basically spend time talking about it. Okay, but you can draw anything right here. You can draw anything. Okay, you could draw this to be a 1-to-1 extension, right here, and say, hey, we're going down to 20k. Okay, you could draw it just like that, and you don't have to worry about like WXY or 1 to 3, whatever. Hey, what's up, Yunus? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Slick Puppy in the house, thanks a lot, man. Tyler, yo, San, what's up, man? Can you take a look at BNB? BNB hit target at 240, as I said, right, from $400. You shorted Luna and closed at 20. I mean, congrats. We talked about Luna when it was 95. So if you follow my channel, you must did well. Okay. Great, Jerome. Oh, Jerome, you say George from Crypto Auras, right? Bought the dip for Luna at 80 cents, and it dipped down to. I mean, sometimes you just take a risk. I mean, that's all it is. Probably he was just taking a risk, right? And but you just have to be very cautious, you know, with those FUD. Okay, as soon as everything started to go crazy, what I said, guys, stay away from Luna. You got like 19,000 coins, right? You could basically take a risk on. Okay, not something like that has a probability of going to like a, you know, for a market cap of $1, right? Hey, what's up, Vasquez? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hey, I'm Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi getting wrecked, man. Thanks a lot for tuning in. BTC dipped down to 25. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at BNB for let's take a look at the higher time frame. Okay, so BNB, last time we talked about a similar structure with Ethereum. Okay, you just don't want to mess with these MACDs like that. Your MACD showing pattern like that. Okay, we said it is a flat correction, it is going to dump. Okay, so it hit target beautifully, 240, okay, to 220 range. It hit like nearly $200. Okay, so from $400, guys, that's when we shorted you know, basically BNB. Okay, and that was the second short. The first short was like a 520 back in December, late December. Okay, remember we entered our Ether short the first week of December. Okay, and we knew BNB was going to follow. Okay, so we just needed to wait. We just needed to wait for the you know, for BNB to be in a better short position. That's all. But the trend as of now, it is still down. We will see over the next like a few days what we will get. But as of now, you know, the trend is down. We can make any type of correction right here. I don't know what is, you know, what type of correction we're going to get if we don't push lower, right? We will just wait and see. It could be a zigzag, it could be a flat, it could be a wedge pattern, it could be anything. Okay, but the directional trend as of now is like buy the dip and wait for a reversal. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at total 2, because we talked about total 2, I think few talk about total 2 last week. So if you take a look at total 2, I showed you guys why the market was going to dump hard, right? If you take a look at total 2, I told you guys, we nailed everything, guys, everything, even down to the total market cap, guys. I was expecting 1.15 trillion. We hit 1.15 trillion exactly. So right there, right, we said we're going to dump. If you've been following me, I told you this was the divergence we were looking for. We missed the low piece right there on the Ether, but if you catch it on the if you basically watch the total 2, you know that's the same setup as Ether. So Ether just didn't basically retest the lows right there. But beautiful flat correction. After a flat correction, what do you expect? A very impulsive wave. You just have to remember that. You just have to remember that's how we nailed it right here. I was being conservative and saying, like, you know, 740 to 660, right, billion, by respecting the Fibonacci's 0.786 to 0.888. Okay, so yeah. So make sure to follow me on TradingView. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna update the total 2 and all that good stuff. Okay, I think this is one of the you know, easiest BTC, you know, and Ether target we ever had, right? Everything was clean with the flat correction. Everything was clean. Okay, I know it wasn't easy to call for a dump from like a 40k to a 25k, but in terms of structure, it was one of the most clearest, you know, structure. Even the Ether short, like from the 40 to 100, was not that, you know, convincing. Like you still had, like, you know, 20% chance of, or even 30% chance of Ether basically weakening to the upside and all that good stuff. But the most recent one we got, you know, we had like 90% chance of Ether basically retesting those 1700 range. Okay, that's why I just, you know, kept saying Ether, you know, retesting you know, 1710 monthly, 21 EMA and all that good stuff. Okay, but we got a clean flat correction right here. Okay, could we dump lower? Possibly. If we break 600 billion, right, we got 440 down to 380 going to be our next support, and that's going to be 1.41 1.27 extension, but we will need more data to confirm that. Okay, Jerome, hey, what's up? Crazy Young FTM. What do I think about time analysis? I mean, I don't control time. I just control what I buy. I can't control the time, man. I don't want to spend I don't want to spend any time learning time analysis, really, because I'm not in rush, really. So as long as I know the direction, I'm happy. How long it takes to get to my directional target, or to be very impulsive towards my direction, I can control that. Okay, I can control that. I mean, I'm not saying time analysis is wrong. I'm not doing time analysis is wrong. All I'm saying is my personality is not allowing me, will not allow me to be trying to focus right on analyzing market in terms of time, when it is going to get where and all that good stuff. I think like just using like these quarterly cycle moving averages is good enough to analyze the time, because those moves, right, based on time, okay, and candle closing and all that good stuff, right? So I think that's good enough. If you can master one of these details, right, that's good enough for me. Not, I don't know about you, Jerome, because I know you, Jerome, gonna try to learn everything. Let's take a look at FTM. So FTM, hopefully you guys took advantage of the FTM short, right? So FTM, you know, it is nearly back to the July lows. I was talking about the 50 cents right here support. It retested 50 cents, but you can see like what happened. Okay, market is pretty volatile. It dumped below the trend line support. So the range right here going to be the July lows. Will it basically bounce off the July lows right here and do a potential another correction right there with a double top right here, with your double tap right there and your head and shoulder? That's possible. Okay, but as of now, it doesn't look like it will do something like that. Let's just focus on the 382 Fibonacci. We already broke the 236. Okay, next support at 20 cents, something like that. I think somebody mentioned it like during our last live stream, but I was just saying let's just focus on this one, right? And if it is weak, it is likely to retest that area. Okay, so, and you got multiple areas too to pay attention to. You got your 50 cent, not 50 cents, but 50% pullback, 0.618, 0.786, all of that could be retested. Okay, they could be retested if the move is impulsive enough. If we move in time, it could retest it later on. We don't know. Okay, but all I know is like I gave you guys a heads up back in you know, January, February, and saying get out. In my premium, I talk about it right here. Don't mess with it above $3. Okay, and now it is like 30 cents. That's 90% drop. Okay, and I made a live stream regarding FTM, and I said what's going on with FTM, because I knew the 3-way move right here was, the 5-way move was done. It is just a matter of time for the reversal, just like on Luna and all that good stuff. We nailed Luna from $95. Okay, yes, we did not short it down to 0.00 whatever, but the goal was like to make sure, you know, it tapped out. That was the most important thing. You know, where did you take it? Down to 0, 50 cents, $1? It doesn't matter. The most important is, like, you know, not to be buying these tops and shorting these tops. Okay, and buying the reversal. Okay, my thought on the BTC dominance. Link Ether, I think I got a Link Ether macro analysis, macro chart, but I don't know if I can find it for you. Yeah, oh, you're so lucky. Oh, take a look at it. Okay, so link Ether right here, that's the next support right here, 0.618. It's going to be 0027, just about like a 27,000 sats, right? Yeah, so, and that was a, you know, I made this analysis like last year, like last July, something like that, and it is still playing out. So, you know, you want to see Link getting back above the weekly 21, just like what happened back in, you know, July 2018. So Link got a long way to go. We could get a bounce at 27,000, 30,000 sats, right, give or take, but it is weak against Ether, and at the same time you're crossing negative right here, so that's not good. That's not good. Okay, you just don't know how low you're going to drop, and you know what type of wave you're going to make like that. I'm not saying it will, it could even be something like that. Okay, but Link is weak. Okay, is weak against Ether, so you rather accumulate some Ether, right, and wait for the because Link could go all the way down. Okay, I'm not saying it will. It could basically make a full retracement, because you just have to understand what's been going on with most of these alt since like a 2017, 2018. Most of them lost a value like 99% against Ether, 99% against Ether, like EOS, you know, Bitcoin Cash. Most top 5 coin back in like a, you know, back in 2017, 2018. They lost like 95% of their value to basically Ether, not just BTC but to Ether. Okay, so if you're holding like any coins, like during the bear market and the bull market starts, they pump like within the top 20, 25. You want to basically put it into you know, put them into like Ether or BTC, because they're going to lose you know, 90 to 95% of their value into BTC and Ether, right? My thought on the BTC dominance. Regarding the BTC dominance, my thought, what I think is like, you know, we talked about the breakout last week. I was telling you we will break out. The BTC dominance, it is not something like I like to take a look at every day. I just look at the direction and I stay with that direction until basically the direction shifts. Okay, so if you guys recall back in September, we said the BTC dominance will push to the upside. Right there, what we said, it is going to capitulate back down. But after the triple bottom, we said, oops, it is not a continuation pattern. Why? Because this guy, it is still bullish. Okay, so remember what I just showed you in terms of like price action creating a double top, double bottom like that, right? And you're going to get your MACD to do something like that, right? And your price action, right? If your MACD crosses negative, right? Price action not cross negative, but dumps below the 200 EMA, right? You're going to be expecting a strong reversal. However, sometimes your MACD could do something like that right here, where MACD going to be doing something like that and never crosses negative, like that, and you're going to get a strong divergence. Even though price action can retest the lows, right, MACD will not cross negative. Okay, so these little tricks, guys, you just have to learn it. Okay, you just have to pay attention to the, you know, to what I've been saying and all that good stuff. All right, so if you saw me talking about like the dominance going like to 48-50%, I said it when the dominance was like around 42. Okay, and it dumped back down right here. I was like, it is just a pullback, because MACD, it is still pointing down, and I'm expecting Ether to drop to 1700 range. If I'm expecting Ether to drop to 1700 range, right, what would the dominance would do? Okay, the dominance would have to dump. It cannot, I mean, pump. Okay, if Ether, you know, is to dump. Okay, so my view on the dominance is like it is likely, okay, to give us another triple top right here. Okay, and we will decide, okay, could move sideways for a few weeks or even a month, and we'll decide what we will get next depending on our MACD, because I can't just say we're going to go there and we're going to go to the upside. Yes, the directional move, it is still going to be to the upside, possibly 55, 60, whatever. Okay, we don't know, but we just have to wait, right, to see what type of structure we're going to get at 48-50%. Okay, at 48-50%. And I said it, you know, a couple of weeks ago, last month, whatever. I've been telling you. Okay, I've been showing you all this good stuff. When it comes to the dominance, right, I think you know, you don't have like very few analysts right there, right, better than Send Crypto. Okay, when it comes to the BTC dominance. Okay, because I don't look at the dominance like on the daily, under the daily actually. Okay, sometimes I look at it like maybe like, you know, 6 hours, depending on like how market volatility is. But 9 out of 10, I pay attention to it like, you know, 3D or higher. Okay, 3D or higher. So be cautious with the dominance, right? We're getting another bullish crossover right here, so that could be a, you know, that on the 3D, that could be, you know, the start of a new bull trend. Okay, if we break out above the 100 EMA and retest that range. Okay, we've been nailing the dominance for the last few months. Okay, even back in 2019, right here. Okay, when I was saying the dominance will go all the way up to 70%, the BTC dominance was like around like a 50%. Okay, if you've been watching me, I said, okay, we're going up to like, you know, the dominance will go up to like a 70%, and BTC will go, the total market cap will go up to like a 300 billion. Okay, I said it back in 2019, bang, and we hit 300 billion and 70% dominance. Okay, what else? I think that is it, right? I think we covered everything. I know I wanted to cover something else, but I can't remember what it is. So Jerome is saying, hey, yo man, San, I know you might not need it, but I'd like you to know if you have a double top 10 candles distance. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, but I don't look at it that way. I do look at the candle engulfingness and all that good stuff, but I think my MACD is enough. Okay, I don't look at the distance between the candles, like 10 candles or you know, 589 candles or whatever. I really don't. I just try to keep it very simple, man. The goal is just to make profits for me. Okay, if you can find a direction and you can make a direction, keep it very simple. Don't learn everything. I try not to learn everything I see, right? Yes, I might try to understand what's going on, but as long as what I'm doing is working fine, I'm just going to stick with it, because the market is so broad, right? You got different traders, different type of trader, Elliott wave trader, you know, moving average trader, trend line traders, okay, time traders, you know, Elliott wave trader. I know most of them, and I put it into a one basket and I use it. Okay, I trade trend lines, I trade moving averages, I trade based on Elliott wave, I trade based on MACD, RSI. I use all of them, right? And basically create my own personal strategy right, to take advantage of the market. It doesn't mean what I'm doing is the best, but it works, you know, based on my personality, based on my you know, based on the way I look at the market. You see what I'm saying? So once again, it doesn't mean like trader A is doing something wrong. No, it's not that way. It's not like that. Okay. So you just have to find your niche and stay with it. Okay, stay with it. If it works, don't try to tweak it all the time, because by the time you master it, you might basically get wrecked. Okay, because if you're learning something new in this market, you're going to get wrecked before you understand it. That's just a secret. Okay, you're going to get wrecked. Okay, I see what you're saying, Jerome. I see what you're saying. Ernest in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in. I mean, first of all, you got to know your direction. I don't use Fibonacci like all the time. I just have to define my direction. Your Fibonacci, for instance, if you're looking for a target support, right, you look for Fibonacci. Okay, let's say you're looking to long 0.618. Most of the time price action will stay there, even if it is going to stay there like for a day. If you're trading on the daily, it will stay, you know, it will get a nice bounce. You know, 50% it can bounce back up, you know, to the you know, previous Fibonacci. Like for instance, like that, let's say you got something like that, right? Let's say you get a let's say you get a trend like that, right? Right, price action, you know, pump all the way up to the top right here, and dump all the way down to you know, 50% pullback. Okay, sometime, okay, if the trend is strong enough, the reversal, you could pump back up to your 236. Okay, and even basically get a double top, double bottom between your 50% to your 236. If that's the case, right, most of the time it means like your 0.618 will be very weak. You're only going to get a small bounce off of your 0.618 before your continuation to the downside to you know, to basically 0.786 or even 0.888. A good example is the total 2 we just nailed. Okay, that's exactly how I nailed it. The total 2, my first target back in January, okay, I was targeting 0.618. Take a look at it right here. We were targeting what, 0.618. Guess what? We got the double top, double bottom, and even pushed back up to a 382, right? And even pushed back up to 382, right here, right? Push back up to 382. So I knew if you get a double top, double bottom around your 0.618, most likely you're going to retest your 0.786 down to 0.888. That's why I was showing you guys the you know, market when the total 2 was right around like 1.2 trillion, right? I was saying like we're going to do something like that. And another good example recently, right? ETHBTC. If you take a look at ETHBTC right here, a good example. You go ahead and check my trading view. I just posted it yesterday. I didn't want to post it too early because I knew ETHBTC moves pretty slow. You got this move right here, right? What would you expecting, right? A reversal like that. Okay, a reversal like that. Another double top, double bottom right there, a flat correction. Okay, this one wasn't like around like you know, 50% pullback, but you could basically draw a trend line support right here, something like that. But since like you got your MACD, you got your MACD crossing negative right here on your 2D basis, right? The 2D crossed negative like a couple days ago, and I was like, in my premium, it's time for Ether to basically dump. So if Ether is not bearish against BTC, it's hard for Ether to dump. Okay, so I was like, guys, let's get ready. We're most likely going to be retesting like 0.056, something like that right there. Okay, Okay, so Ether, it is still negative. So the Ether, ETHBTC being bearish, that's not good. The only way ETHUSD will pump is like if BTC pumps a lot, and ETHBTC slows down. When it comes to the downtrend, slows down, something like that, while BTC is pumping a lot. So ETHUSD will pump. Okay, but if Ether, if BTC dumps, Ether will dump even harder now. Okay, and we're nailing another target. Okay, we even nailed this one. That was like back in January, because we started shorting Ether right here at the very top, guys. We shorted Ether at the very top, December 6th. And we weren't even looking for a top formation on the ETHBTC, but the top formation on ETHBTC, we got it right here, like a January 3rd. That's when I said Ether will basically dump to our target also. Okay, and right here we also nailed this one, and we're nailing this one again, guys. But you have to be very patient, because these directional targets, right, they like, let's say a month apart, 2 months apart, right? This one was December, okay, and we got the breakout in January. Right here, the next breakout was like in February, okay, hit target like March 10th, okay. Right here, right, we got the setup, right, April 11th, okay, and we just hit target like May 11th. So, but these are big moves, okay, they're not like 10%. You're looking at like 35% gains, okay, 40%, 50%, okay. Have to be very patient. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna call it a day. Let's take a look at H bar for Ernest Moonboy. It was supposed to be a 1 hour live stream, guys. I don't know what happened. So H bar, very good, very easy chart also, right? Let's take a look at on the weekly. So if you guys doing like enough research, right, you would have noticed like this type of a structure. Most alt made it back, not most, but some of the alt created it back in 2017. Okay, back in 2017. I'm gonna give you guys one example. Okay, so H bar, it is in a downtrend. Okay, I'm talking about like macro downtrend. Okay, so it is our first support, 50% pullback. So we haven't seen a strong pullback yet, right? So if you don't get a strong pullback from the 50% pullback to a 382 right here, you're likely to get, not, I wouldn't say likely, we could get a pullback from the 0.618 right there at 4.5 cents. But MACD, be cautious. Even if we get a pullback, it might not be a macro reversal, because your MACD on your weekly basis doesn't look like it is ready for a macro reversal. So I don't know what you're looking for. If you're looking for like a 5%, 10% move, or you're looking for like a macro directional move. Okay, but keep an eye on 5.5 cents and 2.5 cents. Okay, that's going to be your 0.786 over the next like a few months or even years, if it will basically move sideways like that before pushing to the upside. Okay, so let's take a look at Decreed DCR. So DCR, DRC. Okay, let's take a look at DRC. So DRC, take a look at DRC right here. That's the same structure most of these alt are making right now. This double top, that's why I was very, very confident like we were going to dump for like Luna, for Phantom, Atom. They all created the same structure right here. Okay, I knew it way ahead of time, like long time ago. I knew like most of these alt will create this pattern. That's why I was very, very cautious over the last few months, and I've been telling you guys. I told you when for instance like Atom was right at the top, Atom was double tapping, something like that, what DCR did. Phantom was doing the same thing what DCR did. Okay, so they will go back up, right? So you just have to be very cautious from now on. Okay, so DCR just dumped down to like a 50% pullback. You see what I'm saying? So if you're patient, right, on the macro scale, swing low to swing high, you could start to buy like at these macro levels like 382, 50%, and 0.618. but don't avoid like dollar cost averaging, right, at your price entry. You know, if you enter at $15, for instance, like on DCR, you don't want to be DCAing at this, you know, you don't want to be DCAing at on DCR, you know, at $15 again. You want to wait like for a good 50% pullback, and those 50% pullbacks, right? They match your they match these Fibonacci's. Okay, from 50% to 0.618, you got another 50% pullback. Okay, and from 0.618 to 0.786, you got a 70% pullback. Okay, it allows you to get a good cost average. So if we go back to H bar, right, so you just have to basically DCA going forward. Not financial advice, right? I'm just talking to my cousin. Okay, just have to DCA, right, right here, right there, and right there. Okay, all these, you know, Fibonacci, you don't know which one basically will be the bottom formation. Okay, and you're looking at like every 50% dump nearly. Right here, that's 40% actually. Right there, you got another 50%, right, which is pretty good. Okay, which is pretty good in terms of a reaccumulation phase, right? So you got a long way. You know, we got a long way to spend right here before we go back up. What's up, T-Dog? T-Dog, why you late, man? It's already 1 hour 30 minutes, man. Oh gosh. So Doge BTC looks like Doge USDT. So yeah, so Doge, I would just follow Doge USD. It has a easier, it has the cleanest chart in terms of you know, supports and resistance and all that good stuff, right? Just follow Doge USD. If not, right, the macro support for Doge is right here, just about like 100 sats, give or take, and then basically you know, 20 sats. If not, if you buy at, you know, 5 to 7 cents, just wait till BTC breaks all-time high. Maybe, you know, Doge could be somewhere around like 100 sats, and you buy some Doge, it could, and then you know, it could go back up. But you know, because whenever BTC basically BTC breaks all-time high, you can see like right here back in 2017 March, right? Doge pumped to the upside, BTC hit all-time high. Okay, December, Doge pump again. Right here, BTC broke above all-time high, Doge pump again. So you just want to hold on to your BTC, accumulate BTC. No need to accumulate Doge, because Doge could be coming back down like right here, okay, until BTC breaks all-time high and it pumps again. That's possible. Okay, so instead of basically rushing Doge entry and all that good stuff, I think 5 to 7 cents is good enough. Unless it drops like 50% or 80% below that level, you start to accumulate again. But I would accumulate you know, 5 to 7 cents once, and that's it, and just accumulate BTC until BTC breaks all-time high. If you catch Dogecoin at 20 sats, that's going to be awesome, assuming like you're holding some BTC. Okay, because 20 sats could be like 20 cents too. You don't know what will be the price of BTC, right? So hopefully not. Okay, 20 sats, 20 cents, it means like BTC going to be pretty expensive, right? I don't know. I don't know if Algo can go to $25 T-Dogs, Leroy. It's not time for those macro targets, right? It's time to focus on the bottom formation and be patient, because if you start looking for those high prices, right, you might be FOMOing too soon, right? You might be FOMOing too soon. Okay, that's the macro support right here, 1.3 to 1.6. It was got broken, dumped below the 70. So just have to be very cautious, because Algo BTC is not one of the juicier targets. So In order for algo to do anything, it has to be bullish against BTC. So you might be looking at like algo dropping down to like 1,000 sats or even lower. Okay, so it's not looking juicy against BTC. You just have to hold on to your BTC until algo breaks, until BTC breaks above all-time high. You don't know where algo going to be. Algo could lose like 50%. Algo could lose like 50% value, right, of its value against BTC over the next like a 12 to 18 months. So if you keep on rushing to buy it instead of buying BTC, you're buying algo losing value against BTC and probably losing value against the USD. You don't want to do that, okay? However, if it retests like the macro support, you want to start accumulating right here, okay? As long as it is around this area, you just accumulate BTC. That's it until BTC breaks all-time high. But the chart is not one of the cleanest, like most parabolic like a setup as of now. I'm not saying it won't pump, but it's not very very fancy. XLM hit the 14 cents target we were talking about, right? Down here 10 cents, all the way down to 10 cents. Okay, so it is in a macro downtrend. Okay, it is in a macro near the 0.618. So it is likely to pull back up. So don't be surprised because MACD is pointing down like that. It will do something like that. So don't be surprised for the next push back up to 14, 15, 16 cents. Okay, resistance up to like even 20 cents. The previous double top, double bottom right here. Okay. So need to hold a 9 cents, 10 cents area, right? Because if we break it, you're looking at like 5 cents, which is 0.786. Hey, T-Dog is saying, hey San, what do you think about the current financial situation and how will it affect crypto? I don't know. I don't know what will happen, to be honest with you. Okay, it could be good, it could be bad. I think COVID was worse, right? Because COVID, you had a pandemic. Okay, people got people couldn't go anywhere. Okay, and all that good stuff, right? Yes, inflation was not that high, but everyone was expecting inflation to be this high. Okay, knowing like how the Fed was basically printing money, you would have basically expecting a surge, basically a high inflation over the world. Okay, so we will see, right? We will see. I think if BTC survived the COVID 20, right? COVID-19, 2020, whatever you want to call it, COVID 2022 or crash 2022, whatever. I think we will survive again. Okay, we will survive again. It's just time to stay focused, not be panicking. If you have a skill like trading, just utilize it at your best, right? And basically stay focused with the market and don't worry about like what you cannot control. Okay, stay focused with on your health, family, and all that good stuff, and not try to control what the Fed will do or what's happening with Russia and all that good stuff. Okay, I think World War I and World War II was bigger than any of these events. Okay, so all of that passed. Okay, and it is now history, and people just talk about it like it never happened before. Okay, COVID, now no one cares. Okay, no one talks about COVID anymore. Okay, I think next topic over the next like a few years will be like BTC 300k, 200k. Are we retesting our monthly 2-1 EMA at 80k, 100k, 120k? Okay, we talked about all these prices back in 2019 when I was looking at my Trololo trend line. Most of you guys been following me when I was talking about the Trololo. I just don't have time to talk about the Trololo, but as of now it is at 24k. So if you were in my premium back then when BTC was at like 5k, 4k back in March, I was like, even if you buy BTC at 5k, the Trololo trend line is saying like in 2022 we will be above 24k, and that's exactly what's happening. Okay, so the Trololo trend line right now, it is at 24k. In the next 100 weeks, right, in the next like 2 years, it will be around like 77k. So I'm expecting BTC to be at least at 77K in the next 2 years. Okay, and I just don't have time to neither to talk about the 2x factor regarding BTC. BTC being like, you know, 2x, right? 2 times more than its previous, like, let's say 24-month lows, something like that. Whenever you see BTC like retesting like 24-month lows, right? Like in a 2x factor, for instance, like let's say the price of BTC of 2019 was right around like let's say $1,000, okay? And you know, in 2017 was like $1,000, right? Something like that. In 2019, we hit like, let's say $3,000, okay? Or 2x or more, right? You gotta start like, you know, you gotta start like accumulating heavily. And if you recall, BTC last May, BTC was right around like what, you know, 10K, okay? 2 Mays ago, right? May 2020, right? So we just hit like nearly 20K. So we just hit that 2-month, you know, 24-month factor in terms of like, you know, retesting 24-month like prices, okay? In June 2020, BTC was right around like, you know, right here, you got June 10K, okay? So retesting 10K in June 2021 will make us like retesting like nearly 2x, right? Time the price of the 24-month high right there, not lows, but highs, okay? So something to basically keep in mind. That way you're not going to be FOMOing, right? You can go back and check it, like, you know, whenever BTC retests like 24-month highs, right, times 2, it tends to basically bottom, which basically coincide with retesting of the weekly 200 SMA or the you know, monthly 200 EMA, okay? So on the macro scale, I'm still bullish. On the sideways correction, we got to just find a strong support and a very convincing macro reversal, and we will go to the moon, okay? No rush, okay? These indicators cannot point down forever. They will point up, and once they start pointing up, don't be too bullish and calling for like 100K, okay? It will take time. It will take time, okay? It will take time for these indicators to start to break the structure. We will retest this trend line right here, okay, in the next like a few weeks. Right there, we will retest it right here, okay, in the next few weeks. I don't know when, but we will do, okay? We will. I am Satoshi. Send, please take a look at Rose FET. Hey, I'm Satoshi. I'm tired, man. My voice is tired right now. I think I'm just gonna suck it up. Let's go ahead and take a look at Rose. Yeah, so Rose is not Rose. So so Rose is getting wrecked back down. Yeah, Rose, if you had asked me a long time ago, right, I would have told you, like, you know, after the MACD cross negative right here, right, don't look for a divergence. That's what I just showed you, because if you're a newbie, you're going to use this as a divergence and you're going to get super wrecked. You're going to get super wrecked right here. So, you know, newbies going to draw a line like that and say, oh, I got a 3D divergence. Send Crypto say it is a 3D. No, Send Crypto is not saying it. It's saying like this is a continuation, okay? So you got support right here. I don't know if it will hold, right? But it is your July lows, June lows. So most alt already broke the July lows, right? So it is likely to break it, most likely, because you don't have any sort of I don't think it will be linear, right? It could take time. I'm not trading it. I don't care, right? I'm just showing you what I think, right? Because you will need another divergence right here. And if you're going to get another divergence right here, it means like it will create some lower lows right here. You don't know what type of structure you will get, but it is a strong support to buy and you know, wait. If not, you look for the next support at 3 cents actually, okay? But if you had asked me a long time ago right here, I would have tell you to suck it up and get out. So ETHBTC, let's take a look at ETHBTC. I like the ETHBTC chart better. So FET breaking support I would just wait for the absolute low. If you remember back in 2021, we talked about FETBTC right here when it was right around like 200 sats. We say get in right there. FET, you know, FTM, OEN, CELR, IOTX, they all had the you know, similar parabolic downtrend. And if you recall, I think I can't remember you know, Satoshi, but I remember we talked about FET and FTM right here back in November 2020 when FTM was like 50 sats and FET was like, I think like 250. So they both dumped back down to support, okay, and then they both bump. Okay, so just look for the macro support at 150 to 200 sats. But these are not like a daily analysis. It is directional analysis, because you can still get a move like that right here and, you know, and still manage to dump right here. Since like you're expecting the BTC dominance to go above 50%, right, you got to lock in your BTC and just be patient with all. Some of them will pump. You don't know which one will pump. Some of them will pump, maybe 2 to 3% of them. Okay, they will hold that support because they need a macro support. Okay, but with these guys, you don't need to be in rush. Okay, because next target is like, you know, 40, you know, 45,000 give or take. I mean 4,500 give or take, right? Right here. That's the next macro support, macro resistance, right? But in the next like a few months, just trade. You know, whenever it hits like 2,000, just take profit and get out, because, you know, the risk doesn't worth it. You know, after that, you know, it's going to be 100% move, right? And you already got like 10x. Just trade the just like a storage, right? I showed you a storage, right? Storage, whatever. It just dumped below support. That's crazy. That's the first time it dumps like below the 2,000. That's on Coinbase. Okay, that's why. Because on Binance, we you see that's what I was showing you like a few weeks ago regarding a storage, right? You just have to buy the macro support right here and sell the macro top. If you recall back in 2019, we did have a crazy pump on storage, AGI, ELF, right? That August 2020. When all of them pumped, this guy pumped like 200% like in like 2 days, something like that, 1 day, okay? And ELF also pumped like, I can't remember, 200%, 300% like in 1 day, right? So your storage, whatever the name is, right? 1,000 sats is the macro support. You know, in the next few months we will talk about alt. It is just not time to talk about alt, because you know it is going to, you know, they're not going to show you like a nice pattern to rely on. But once we get like good patterns, we will basically focus on alt a lot again. Alt to BTC. Okay, this guy just accumulate right here and don't care if it drop 50%, 60%. You accumulate right here because you're going to get the next move up in the next like a few months after that. It is not going to be a day trading setup, right? Hey, what's up, Tails? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Good stuff. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the content. Make sure to share, like, join the public Telegram group. We got a lot of Doom Boys out there. I know most of you guys are Doom Boys now. If you're looking to join the premium, link of the Discord group in the description and all that good stuff. So we'll be ready, you know, accumulating a BTC, you know, accumulating this alt, you know, on a macro level, like for the next like a 6, 9, 12, 18 months. You got to be ready. Unless you're new to crypto, right? You might not know what I'm saying, like to wait, to be patient, like for the next like a 9, 12, you know, 15, 18 months. Okay, those big gains, right? They won't come like in 2 months, 3 months. Okay, you accumulate for like a, you know, 12 to 18 months, and it only takes like 3 months to maximum 6 months to get the 100x. Okay, but you don't want to be buying after the breakout, because most people wait for the retest of the support, and sometimes when these suckers pump, they don't care. They just get the job done. And you know, when they drop 50%, right, you buy the dip, and then they drop 90% and drop another 90% after that. So you got to buy them when they're 90% down, 95, 98. Okay, you accumulate those lows. And that it is not a secret, okay? You don't need no one to tell you like, you know, you should not be buying something that is 100x. Okay, I remember when T-Dog Leroy loved, you know, Tether at $7, $8, whatever. I was telling you, this guy is 100x up. You know, you don't want to be buying it at $7 and all that good stuff, right? Wait, it will drop 95%, 98%. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks a lot, man. Be safe out there.